In this video, we're going to be talking about for loops. So what are for loops? These are a tool that we as programmers can use to repeat instructions a certain amount of times. Another way you can think of it is it's a tool that we can use to look or inspect at a collection. So what is a collection? So collections are just containers that are used to store multiple items. So for the sake of the class, we're only focusing on lists and strings as of right now. There are other collections that we'll probably learn later in this class or in the next class, like tuples, dictionaries, etc. But for now, we're just going to focus on lists and strings. So don't worry about the other stuff. But basically, you can use for loops as a means to look at items in collections. So let's say you have a variable for I in the collection book, the string book. So just to clarify, a string is a sequence of characters. So in that sense, the string book is a container that's used to store multiple items. So for I in book is gonna look, this I variable is going to inspect every item, every character in book, B-O-O-K. So if we were to, for do stuff, if we were to print I, what do you think that would look like? That would just print B-O-O-K. So yeah, hopefully you got that right. But yeah, if not, that's fine. Anyways, for loops are different from while loops in the way that we don't have to modify the iterator. For loops update that automatically. So what does that mean? So basically, as you can see here, book is 4 characters, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I is going to look like 4 times at each individual item in book, or 1 time per item. So yeah, it's gonna look like, it's gonna loop 4 times to go through each item in book, and it's gonna do stuff 4 times. Let's say it was books, then it would do it 5 times. It would do stuff 5 times. So that's, in that way, like if we had a while loop, we would need to iterate. So we would need to, I guess I can pull out the previous note card, even though it's kind of messy. But I guess here, I'll briefly talk, we're going to talk about this as well today. But this is for I in range 0 to 5. So that's just going through all the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't go to the last one. It just goes the second to last. So 0 to 4. So here, this while loop is doing the same thing. It's doing, so we say I equals 0, while I is less than 5, print I, and then we iterate I. Or we update the iterator I by adding 1. So here in the for loop, it already does that for us. We don't even need to do that. Like we don't need to say I plus equals 1, or I equals I plus 1. We don't need to say that because it does it automatically. In the while loop, we need to do that. So also in the while loop, we need to define I equals 0. So that's another thing. Here it's just for I in the collection, and then it's, so that's pretty sick and clean. But anyways, let's talk a little bit more about some for loop related concepts that we'll see a lot. So range, as we saw in the note card, right, for I in range 0 to 5, you might already have an idea about what this is. But anyways, range is a method in Python that we can use to generate a sequence of numbers. So here we have range 5. So what that is saying is I'm going to generate numbers 0 to 5 minus 1. So basically, it generates numbers from 0 to n minus 1. So if you have like range n, it's going to show 0, 1, 2, ... until you get to n minus 1. N is the last number. So if you had like 4, n minus 1 is going to be 3. So yeah, that's the idea. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, and so range 5 is going to do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Range 0, 5, that's saying, okay, we're going to start at 0, and then we're going to go to the second to last thing from 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what would you think range... Oh wait, oops, you did not mean to do a bracket. Range 0, 10 would be. That would give you 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully you got that right. How about range 7, 10? And I guess that would be similar to what's happening down here. 7, 10. That would have you starting at 7 and ending at 9. So down here we have range 2, 5, and that's starting at 2 and ending at 5 minus 1, which is 4. 2, 3, 4. So that's the range function, and basically that it just generates a sequence of numbers given some number. So you need to put like some number for the parameter here.